Hello, hello, hello. Back at it. Gonna try and get some paint done here. Got until about, I don't know, midnight before I run out of juice. So maybe if I can stay focused that long and people come and talk to me and keep me awake. So that's the trick. Will anybody come and talk to me? Is there anybody interested in watching me paint? Watching me talk to myself and paint. I'm not texting people. I'm just turning on my chat. Some would say you should do this before you start, right, Ken? Right? But simply put, I don't. Okay, I should actually turn on a TV show and watch some shows, but if I do that, I may not get any work done. So I'm just gonna sit here and talk whatever somebody wants to talk about. So come on in, join me. I'll do some painting, I'll do some gluing, and I'll do some marketing. Yes, I know, I gotta market. I gotta do my bit, man. Did these die? They died, man. Died. Pull out a different one. How about you? Are you alive? There we go. He's alive and well. Alive and well indeed. Okay, so how am I gonna? There we go. You'll have to let me know if you can't see. If I drift off the camera, I gotta probably be my mini. Hold on, be right back. Okay, so this is the mini I'm painting. This is Diana Snowleaf. Her name is Diana, and she is a human ranger. And I have personally, my guy is a changeling monk. What does that mean? You say, what is a changeling monk? Well, a changeling, the latest rules, the ones in the multiverse of madness, whatever the heck it is. Mordecai's multi-monster madness, I don't know, but something like that. That one says a changeling can be, the description is very clear, or very broad. Let's put it that way. And what it says is a changeling is anybody who wants to be like, he can be anything he wants as long as his limbs are the same set. Okay, so you can't like suddenly give him 6 limbs. Unless 2 of them are, what do you call it, just for looks. So in other words, if you were to like grow a tail, you wouldn't have any control over the tail. You couldn't slap people with it. You probably couldn't even really wag it. So a short stubby tail would probably work, something that just kind of sits on you, but you wouldn't have any control over this tail because you don't have limbs. It would be basically just ornamental. Same thing would kind of go if you had anything like a horn or wings or something like that. They would basically just be there with no function at all because you'd have no muscles or ability to utilize them. But I interpret that not as a prevention of those things. It's just that there's some flavor that has to go with those when you turn into them, right? And some things just wouldn't be practical. So you wouldn't be able to like suddenly become an 8-legged behemoth. Now, one thing is, it does allow you to go small or large. That's one of the changes, because I think originally you couldn't even change your size. You had to stay within your same. You could start off small, you could start off medium, but anything you change into was the same size. But now it says you can change between them. So essentially, what that tells me is I have this vision in my head. So I'm a monk of the astral eye or astral circle or whatever it is. And so at level 3, his special monk thing is that as he levels up, he's going to be able to start having these astral projections. And they're kind of like, they go along with his changelingness. So what I'm thinking is I might even have him kind of be dragon-like or turn into things that have, and his the first thing he gets are astral limbs or astral arms or something like that, and they can take shape of anything you want, or they can appear any way you want. They can show up as an extra set of arms around your shoulders, in the middle, around your waist. They could, you could look like Machamp with his multi-arm punches, or they can look however you want. So I'm actually thinking they're going to actually come in as an astral set of wings, and so when they come in, I'm thinking these ethereal wings appear out of nowhere, just because everybody around has to take they have a dex saving throw, so these wings just appear, boosh, and I'm thinking he'll also like turn into like a dragon-like character. Like a dragonborn, maybe a dragonborn monk with wings or something that has wings already. Like maybe he'll turn into an Aarakocra, and just something that would already have wings. And I was thinking some kind of an animal, but it'd be kind of weird, huh? I say dragonborn because I think it's kind of, it would fit a dragon with wings, right? But dragonborns don't have wings, but he would because he'd have his astral wings. And they would be functional because they are his projection that comes from his monkness, not from his changelingness. But so I'm going to have him. So here's the deal. I may have one of these X cases dedicated solely to the forms of my monk, or to my forms of my changeling. It's going to be like different changeling or different monks of different races. And I'm thinking that when he goes into fights, he changes into one of what the enemy is. So if he fights a demon, he'll appear as a demon, and it'll probably be more like I don't know. One of them, I think, demons don't have wings, or one of them doesn't have wings, I think, and the other one does, or something like that. Devils have wings, demons might not, something like that. Anyway, so maybe once he has his astral wings, they can come in as a devil, whatever. Or if he's fighting a goblin, he might turn into a goblin and a goblin monk. So I'm really gonna have all these different characters, and his goal is to like create confusion on the battlefield. He'll go in there and he'll start whispering in the ears, and he'll try throwing guys off. It's, why are you attacking me? I'm one of you. It's like he's gonna be trying all this stuff. Anyway, the reason my mini was upstairs when I came in is because she was kind of bent. Her feet were leaning forward, and she was kind of forward. So I had to do the hot water thing to get her to stand up straight again. So now she's appropriately stanced. Yeah, so so essentially with him, over the course of this campaign, I got to keep painting different monks. And I saw there's actually a bunch that I want to buy on Etsy, but unfortunately they're all different Etsy shops. Only a couple of them have more than one of what I want. And I'm gonna have him turn into like different forms of monks when he's in different moods. Like if he's meditating in camp, there's a cool monk that I saw online. He's just sitting there and he's floating, and he's just meditating with his eyes closed, and he's doing his thing, and he's just floating in the air. And then one of them's a Rakshasa monk. I think he's a Rakshasa, or some. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Or yeah, and he's floating in the same position, but he's smoking a pipe, and he's like he's talking, like he's like a wise old monk. And I'm thinking, like, when we're just sitting around camp talking, that's the form he'll take. He'll be in his social mood, and he's got his pipe, and he's just sitting there talking, and he can change up his voice for the various. So that's going to be my chance to try to practice some voices for different creatures, and I'll have to I'll have to figure out times and opportunities to practice. People around here will think I'm crazy because I'll be talking to myself, and I mean, I talk in different voices off and on as it is, but it's coming up with that stuff and doing it and staying in character. It's easier to stay in character, at least when you're sitting at a table, right? And I don't plan to change his too much during each thing, but I want him to have a set. So yes, he's going to be a lot of different things, and maybe every now and then he'll turn into various other things, but he'll have like his primary set of forms. So like I might just have him be kind of a human monk or something like that as his standard thing. But the one I painted the other day, or mostly painted, as you can see his staff's not done, he's kind of close, but is this guy. He's just like a little gnomish. This is his, I've decided this is his base form. This is his changeling self. Now he's not in this form very often, but this is his changeling self. So he's got white hair and kind of a bluish face, a little drow-like. But he also kind of covers up his face and walks, and he's a small figure to start. That's his natural form. Because it does say you can be small or medium. So, but you can. So that's what he's going to be. Anyway, let's get my goggles over here so I can see. Not goggles, but my magnifying lenses, because I like to be able to see them details. Gotta get in there and find them all. Then I can complain about them, because that's what I do. And then you say, "Oh, look at that tiny little piece. I hate that. Scrap that off." So I do that. I do that frequently. I have to say, I do tend to dig into my guys and break them up and scrape stuff off, because I'm kind of anal. What do you call it? OCD when it comes to that stuff. I get in there and I say, "Oh, that don't belong there. That's got to go, man. I kind of have it." So there we go. We're going to be trying to do that. So I got to figure out what kind of color. I don't know what to color her armor. I've been struggling with that. She's a ranger, so she's probably carrying. I don't know. Do rangers carry? Can they have heavy gear? They're not quite thieves, right? So they can carry slightly heavier armor, right? I think maybe I will just kind of give her some silver plate, silver armor, shin guards and knee guards and that kind of stuff. Why not? Why not, I say. Hopefully she's okay with that. I say she because she's not my character. This is my wife's character. Her first ever, mind you. Her first ever the RPG role-playing game character. She's never been in an RPG. She decided she wanted to try and join us because we've been doing a couple of different games. Man, I'm cooking. Do I have a t-shirt around here? I'm gonna have to change my t-shirt because I'm cooking, and this shirt is gonna melt me. I'm going to melt. Tell you. Here we go. Let's put this on. There you go. Fantasy Football Champion t-shirt, yes sirree. This was back when ESPN used to give away t-shirts to the league champions. Back in the 90s. Yep, it's been that long. I was only 10 at the time. No, I won 2 years in a row. It was the only 2 years, I think, that ESPN gave out t-shirts to the league champions. And I don't remember if we were even paying. I think they were just giving them away to the league champions. So they'd have 1,000 leagues and they give away 1,000 t-shirts. And then they stopped doing that because they probably found out it wasn't it wasn't conducive to the bottom line, I imagine. But so I got 2 t-shirts because I won 2 years in a row. Strangely enough, I think I have only won once since. See that very same league. I mean, we've been doing it as a keeper league, and it wasn't a keeper early on. We actually had to make it keeper ourselves. We just said, hey, when we do our draft, these are your guys. You can pick them, as your first picks, and then we're going. And everybody did something, So ultimately, we had to. ESPN did come up with their own keeper league system, so now you can, have it. You can assign. But we've had the same league with. Strangely enough, we only got like 4 people, I think, from the league that were there at the beginning. Actually, it's 3 people. We have one guy that was there most of the time. He didn't join us until like a year or two into the league, but he's been with us ever since. So there's 4 that have been really long term, and then everybody else has kind of changed and switched around over the years. Okay, I know. I'm dilly dallying. Let's get something going here. All right. Turn on some lighting. Her funky face. I think maybe she needs some eyebrows. I think eyebrows would be good. She's got such a tiny face. I think I have some black here. Something that looks like black is right there. Right. Strange. Now I don't have the steadiest of hands. I'll tell you right now. I'm not, what do you call it? Too bad, but I still can struggle with it. And then to make, tiny mistakes. Tiny mistakes, you have to go back and clean up. Let's get that flash that I had here. Going back over, making sure that her eyebrows that I just put on aren't like so thick that she looks like she's Greek. And I guess there's nothing wrong with being Greek, but that's not what she's going. That's not the look I'm going for. Thick eyebrows. Going for just enough to give her face some personality. I just want it to be an accent. I don't want it to be, defining. Sometimes you just want it to be enough, but not too much, There are different looks one goes for. And I was trying to get her not to be... It's just that I find that the thick eyebrows make someone look more harsh, kind of just a little bit more. I'm trying to give her a softer impression so she doesn't look too, aggressive. Thick eyebrows tend to look a little aggressive, in my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion on that, I'm sure. But if you've got thick eyebrows, I'm not aggressive. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying it can kind of look that way to other people. a lot of things that look to other people that don't necessarily mean anything, right? That's what stereotypes are. Other people's perceptions. They're not fair, they're not always accurate, but they do exist. They may not reflect reality, just what people think and really believe, and it's, that goal is, of course, to change that. But when you're looking at somebody, the goal, what you see is, what it triggers in your mind. What I mean by aggressive, too, is, it can kind of make you look, kind of makes, the character look a little angry. That's why you don't see too many thick eyebrows. If you want somebody to look friendly and light, you want their eyebrows, can be in a position, but if you're really bad at painting like me, it's hard enough to get an eyebrow on there, much less get it into the right position. So I have to go for simple eyebrows, because thick eyebrows do not do the trick. So I need to get some more paints out here. Let's get me some flesh color paints, shall we? Alright, something light, something friendly. How about light flesh? Because I really do kind of want her face to be lighter anyway. So I was watching some YouTube videos that tell you how not to stream to 0 people. And it goes to show I haven't actually been doing any of that stuff, because streaming to 0 people. Now, granted, you only got 18 subscribers. What do you expect? A lot of it's about building up those initial subscribers, and then, getting your buddies and your friends to come online, and anybody just to come on and kind of build that momentum for you. And if you can do that, more power to you. I've got a few friends that would probably do that if I actually asked them to. It just, thing is, they'd have to come on, say hi. I don't know what happens. They have these rules about having to have simultaneous, views and discussions and other stuff going on. It seems like a lot of work. I've never been one much for artificially enhancing. I know, got to get over that. Some people, that's just the way you do it, right? You want to be successful. Now, eventually, it's not artificial, right? You're basically seeding. You get your friends and everybody to help you, and you're basically just seeding the stream. Getting people, hey, look, there's people talking. Let's get in there and see what they have to say. And they, oh, yeah, look, this guy's doing his painting. Before you build up some momentum. And when you have 0 people showing up to your stream, they, you don't get to show up on any of the random, what do you call it, random pages and stuff that YouTube does, because they're like, well, this guy, nobody wants to watch him. So yeah, so they don't put you out there. And it's not necessarily true, but it's just the way they do their thing. It's like anything. If there's people being watched, say, hey, this guy's hot, go check it out. Hot being, what he's popular right now at this moment. And unfortunately, it's not generally me at the moment. And you have to get rated. Do they do raids on YouTube? I don't even know if YouTube does that stuff, does it? Can people go, I'm signing off, go check out Joe Blow on whatever the heck, I'm going to give you over to him. Do they do that stuff on YouTube? Can you have a channel and share other people's streams? what YouTube has for that kind of stuff. But so I have a couple of regulars that show up on Twitch. I have few more followers over on Twitch, but I'm just trying to build up both. So I've been doing my painting over here on YouTube lately. Just saying hi to the troops and getting to know people over here. And we'll just trying to see if I can build things up on both sides of the fence, right? Just in case. I don't know who's better, and I don't even know that I care who's better, because to me, I'm just to be honest, I'm doing a lot of this stuff just to promote the X case. Yep, that's it. I'm just doing this as a promotional thing. I do it to have fun, talk to people too, but I mean, just have people to talk to while I paint. I am not doing this to teach, because I'm not a teacher, and I don't even claim to be all that good at what I'm doing. I don't know. I haven't figured out faces at all. Is she terrible in her face? No. Could she be better? Oh yeah, most definitely. And that's kind of the key, trying to figure out how to make her. Got her the green eyes, but just can't seem to figure out the color, man. This is it. Trying to come up with the right color for her face. It's a nightmare. It's just not my thing, man. I'm just painting with water right now. Trying to smooth out the paint. Too dark now, or too light. I went from too dark to too light. I don't know, maybe because I just don't know what I want. Maybe that's it. Maybe if you make up your mind, Ken, you'd be able to figure out what color she should be. It's like, well, if she'd stop changing colors, I could do this. I don't know. Maybe I just want her to be all kinds of colors. She's a chameleon. She's like a light girl, a dark girl, a white girl. She'd be a little bit of everything. She's not a changeling. She's just this person I'm trying to meet. Trying to bring her into the world. So that she too can share in our delights of this journey. Then you're like going, what is this guy talking about, man? This guy's a nut job. He's just talking in all this craziness. What is going on? It's me, man. I'm talking craziness. So, if you want to, if you like D&D and Critical Role is just a little too entertaining for you, you're welcome to come watch us on Thursday nights. We are what Critical Role started out as. except less entertaining. You know, at some point, like I say, what they say, does it bother old school D&Ders that D&D is or role playing is cool now? Is it cool now? Sure, a lot of people doing it. It's definitely got popular. Hey, I think her face is coming to the color I like. I may have found the face color I like. Still not a great face though, but I'm hoping that she's small enough that no one can tell. It's just her face is kind of weird, but at least she's kind of got a face now. She does have eyes and she has eyebrows, but you're not going to see them unless you're like got supervision. And she's got a weird face. She's got like a weird cleft lip and stuff. So, all right, I think that's good enough for her face. Let's get back to task. I got to do her armor. I have decided she's going to have some kind of a silver plate. But you know what? I think her... Yeah, I'm giving her silver armor. Screw that nonsense. How about copper armor? Would copper look good? Nah, she's not that rich. We'll go with just silver. I'm going to start with a natural steel, and then I'm going to kind of go with silver, plata, over the top of it. Just to kind of give it the lights, the highlights. I am not an NMM, so my stuff is metallic. I do not know NMM. No matter how many non-metallic metal miniature mirage, non-metallic metal mirage miniature. I'm not one of those people. So I have to use actual metallics because that's my thing. Until I figure it, I haven't even tried NMM yet, so I couldn't tell you how to do it. I mean, I understand the concept of NMM, but I do not trust myself to pull it off. It's like, what is silver? How do you do silver? It's gray, right? It's just gray with white. I kind of feel like a ranger can have metal, right? They're not. I mean, some of them are pretty badass, right? Some of the rangers out there. I mean, was it Aragon? Aragon was a badass ranger. I mean, when you think about it, some of the coolest characters. I mean, isn't Drizzt a ranger? I think I'm going to give her leather boots, though. She'll have these plate knee and leg coverings, but she'll have like leather boots and stuff. That's the plan. That's the plan I'm going with. Right up until I hate it. Until I actually do it and I go, ooh, yeah, no, that's not going to work. I already changed the color of her shirt. Deciding a white shirt was better. I decided white was better for my purposes. I keep thinking, nobody chats, but one of these days somebody's gonna figure out a way to text me. They're gonna IM me. And they say, you don't ever turn on your chat. Nobody can talk to you. It's like, what? I didn't even know you could turn it on and off. Because I've done stuff like that. No, I know that's not the case. People aren't talking to me because there's nobody there. But no, I'm just saying I've done stuff like that. Like I have had the sound off the entire time, and then somebody texts and goes, I can't hear you. Your mic isn't making any noise. It's like, what? I'm getting better at checking all that stuff, getting more consistent at it. I used to be terrible. And so every now and then I'd be streaming for an hour. Somebody comes on and says, yeah, buddy, you are an amateur streamer. Not only do you not have any followers, you don't even know how to turn on your mic. Oops. I don't do that as much. I still do it. Well, actually, sometimes my mic just stops working. Like I've been using like my mobile streaming when I do my workouts. And by the way, I can't do those on here yet because you're not allowed to do mobile streaming on Facebook or on YouTube unless you're like reasonably popular. They don't want you messing with their stream bandwidth, I guess. You're a nobody. Nobodies are not supposed to be messing with our network. You're messing our bandwidth up, so just stay home. Use your landline till somebody actually wants to watch you. Whatever you mean, whatever you say. You are not popular enough to justify the work we have to put in to make your stream mobile. But that's what I do. Yeah, you don't do it on our network. Fine. So, do it on Twitch. And I don't know, Twitch I think has a similar rule, but it's just not as high. You don't have to have 100 followers. 100 of them. Is it 100 or 100? I think it's 100. I mean, there is an R in it, right? So it's got to be 100. Just like it's February. Some people are like, no, it's not February. There's no, you don't pronounce the second R. It's February. But there's an extra R. No, there's not. Don't do it, man. Do not pronounce that R. I will take you right outside and I will slap you up till Tuesday. Is that Tuesday or Wednesday? Don't get me going, man. Is it Wednesday or Wednesday? But there's the N is not between it. Wednesday. But is it? Stop pronouncing the words with all the letters, man. Just do it like everybody else does it. I don't know if that's the way it works. Could it be that everybody else is wrong? No. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe everybody else is right and you don't know what you're talking about, Ken. Well, that is a definite possibility. I am not a linguist. I say it's tomato. It's tomato, not tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. I don't understand. I don't even know what that is. What do you mean call the whole thing off? Call what whole thing? What are they referring to in that song? What are they calling off? The wedding? Is there a wedding involved? I don't know what that song is calling off. I don't want to give her metal boots. I don't want her to be like a, what do you call it, a paladin. I want her to be just want her to have some pretty cool shiny plate leggings. And then we'll go from there. So I'm using a chestnut brown is her like straps and leather basic things, and then her pants are like a chocolate brown, which kind of looks like poop. They're leather pants, man. That's just what the color they are. They're not poop. Sheesh. So, is it weird that I talk to myself when there's nobody here to talk to? My thought is, if anybody's gonna come watch this in post, you know, if there's a chance that someone might come watch this in post, they're not gonna want to just watch me making no noise at all, even if they are interested. It's like, this guy just doesn't talk, say nothing, and I don't want to watch that yet. I can't even. I mean, how am I supposed to be distracted by his nonsense if he doesn't do something? Let's watch something else. I am the perfect guy to watch when you're not watching, because I'm not teaching you anything necessarily, so it's not a matter of getting the lesson down and understanding what I'm teaching you, and I just jabber along. And since you're not watching it live, there's no interaction, so you can actually come along and just kind of pretend like you were there. Now, I wouldn't mind somebody here being live, but I think what a lot of it is, I don't think I'm so biased that people don't want to watch. I just don't think YouTube's popping me up anywhere for people to even know I'm there. I should probably fix some of my tags, though. I noticed you can't really put tags in on the live stuff. At least not from OBS. I did see that there's a guy who's been doing these videos on Prism Studio. Is it free? I don't know. Does anybody know? Has anybody used it? Don't know. I'm making a call out to all you people who aren't actually there. But if you do come along and want to make a comment on my stream, and you hear me talking about this thing, has anybody used Prism besides that guy who's been reviewing it? I'm sure there's other people who've been reviewing it, but I don't know. I don't even know how much it costs. Is it worth trying? I haven't been paying for OBS. That's what I like about it. It's free. When you're poor like me, you kind of have to just do what you can. You just pay for the littlest amount and hope that one day you too can be paid enough money to actually pay the fancy stuff. Be like Critical Role and their little fancy pants stream where they're able to hire people and have somebody in the background doing all their cool stuff. All that annoying, hard to do stuff, but you get a professional back there and they're like, yeah, I got that. Don't worry about it, guys. You just have fun up front and I can take care of all this nonsense in back. And they're like, yeah, you are the hero of the day. Now we can just go play in our game. And then they don't have to worry about stuff like, I mean, I don't even know if they even bother with responding to stuff. They have people in the background responding. You don't have to. When you have a billion people watching you, whatever nonsensical numbers of people they have watching them, the crowd takes care of their own conversation. They don't actually interact. It seems like you watch, and they're like, one guy will ask a question, and another guy in the crowd will just answer it. So yeah, what level are they? Joe pops in. Oh yeah, well they're level 4 now. They started off at level 2. It's like, oh. I can't tell what class they are. Somebody comes in. Oh well, he's a bard and he's a weird thing. What is that? Fresh cut grass? Is he a warforged? Is that what fresh cut grass is? I don't know what fresh cut grass is supposed to be on Critical Role. What's his class? I mean, it's probably some special class in the world that Matthew Mercer put together. So it's probably not even an actual D&D class. But think he's kind of, it's an interesting concept. I like unique concepts of characters. Fresh cut grass. He's a robot of some kind. So he's either a warforged or some kind of mechanical being, right? I'm sure some people out there who knows who these characters are. I haven't. I'm not even caught up with the current. See, that's part of it. I've only watched a few episodes of the current season. I watched probably 10 or 11 of the first season. I haven't watched any of the second season. How many seasons have they had? Is their third season or this their fourth season? I don't know. I want to say it's their third season, but it could be their fourth. I guess they're playing long. I thought they only played for like 3 months or something. You know, they did like 12-week stints, but I guess they are gonna go on long. I was wrong because they're still going, episode after episode. I have a couple of friends that watch. Well, my son and his wife watch the Critical Role a lot, and I don't know if they watch all of them, but they watch quite a bit. And another friend of mine watches. She watches all of them too. She's in our D&D campaign. She is Dacis. Dacis likes to watch Critical Role. She knows a lot more about them than I do because she watches more of it than I do. I am impressed though by they are entertaining, I gotta say, and they have done a lot for D&D. Matthew Mercer knows his rules too. Holy cow, that guy! I don't know too much about this one D&D. The premise sounds interesting, but I don't fully know what its purpose is. I mean, I don't know how's it going to be different from regular D&D. It's called 1D&D. Alright, I'm going to have to put the kibosh on the painting of the metal and start putting the straps on. The straps are not going to be metal. I've decided that already. The straps will just be leather. Then I gotta go through and put some more chocolate brown down, get her pants covered, and get these straps done. Get her boots done. Those boots are pointy. Maybe at the tips of her boots. I think the tips of her boots are going to be metal. You know, so she can kick someone in the nose. Kind of armor tipped. I call it stone kicker boots. She kicks the stones. The stones don't kick her, man. She will kick them stones from here to toe today. She can't bet. Her toes ain't gonna be getting no stubbing. No siree, they are not. Her toes will be protected from the codes and the rocks and the person who wants to do a pinning shot on her foot. I'm afraid not, sir. My boots are immune to being penetrated by your ding arrows there. Say, not my heroes, because I play in a fantasy world and I can penetrate armor with arrow. I don't care how thick your blade is. But it's not possible, man. It's been proven on YouTube. What's this here YouTube you talking about, man? I'm talking about the fantasy worlds. There ain't no YouTube in fantasy worlds, but armor can't be. Don't be arguing with me. I'm telling you right now, man. There ain't no YouTubes here telling you that you can be protected from stuff, from all stuffs. Just not happening. I'm sorry. Your YouTubes is not here, and you will be taking an arrow to the foot if I say so. But that's not fair. My boots are made of steel toes. I will shoot around your toes, and you will be ouching. Oh, man. That's not fair. Why do I get these pointy boots, then? I'm not going to kick you in the nose with them. You just go ahead and try. That'll be a roll of 20 required. Because I'm really tall and your feet are really not. And your feet are really small. Your feet are small, my body tall. You are going to take a very mighty fall. Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. You don't want to mess with me. Something weird with her boot over here. I don't know. She's standing on her foot. Maybe she is. Maybe that's like the bottom of her foot. She's like standing sideways. I guess that is kind of a possibility. Guess that makes sense. All right. Let's go ahead and put some color on her boots. I had a drink of water. My Thor, Love, and Thunder. I didn't even realize until the very end of that movie that Love and Thunder is not Thor and Padme. Thor. That's who it is, Padme. Thor and Mrs. Thor, or Thor and what's her name? Doctor whatever her face. No. Thunder is Thor, and Love is Gore the God Killer's deific daughter. So that's just weird. That whole thing kind of ended weird. I liked it. Okay, so first let me premise everything I say with I liked it. I don't care what everybody says. Love and Thunder was decent. I mean, I'm not saying it was the best Thor. I kind of agree with everybody. What is it? Ragnarok or whatever, the one with when he fought the Hulk was probably the best one. But it was good. And anybody who doesn't think so couldn't take a flying leap. People are just too picky. Everybody expects Oscar winners. Look, all movies can't be Oscars. Did you have fun? Did you go to the movie and enjoy the show? What are you looking for? If you're going to a Marvel or a superhero movie and you're expecting to see, the next, what do you call it, Oscar winner extraordinaire, you're expecting not all movies can be like, I mean, how many fantasy movies ever win, other than, was it Two Towers? Two Towers won Best Picture, and it was good, and it probably deserved it, but I think it was partly that people just felt like it was as good as the one before it, and everybody says the one before it should have won, so they felt guilty, so they're like, yeah, probably should have won. We'll give it to the second movie. So it was a guilty think it kind of got a few extra votes simply on the fact that the one that should have won didn't. Falling off the camera. She's coming together. I'm getting tired. I'm tired of getting the yawns. I should have probably been up here painting a lot earlier, but I was playing chess again. Dang, chess has got me. I'm always playing chess. It's not as much as I used to. There was a couple times I find myself playing. I'd be playing it for 4 hours just in the last couple of weeks, but 5 hours. I think one time I started at 9. It was 2 o'clock in the morning when I stopped playing chess, and I was playing speed chess. I probably played 1,000 games of it, and so yeah, there's that. I need to get some white because I can't find my white. So I thought I'll just put some more down. I think there's white right in the middle there. Thing is, this paint is bad. I don't have any good white. I keep trying to find good white. I have that weird gray stuff that Citadel does, but it's not really white. It's kind of, what is it, like what they call granite white or something? What's it called? It's called ceramite white, which isn't really all that white. I actually added a ton of water to this thing to thin it up because it was so thick. It would come out in glomps. So I put a lot of water in there, thinned it out, and it's still kind of thick. Actually, you know what I've been doing, and I really like it, but then I forget to do it, is put some medium in my white. It helps it to not dry as fast, and it's a little smoother. So I bought this medium to help with that. Because it's just... Plus I got it right next to the light flesh stuff I was just using. So I probably should be careful about that. My palette's got like 1,000 different colors on it right now. I'm kind of getting... getting a little too many colors on here, I think. When you get too many colors on, they're going to start running into each other. Painting with the same palette, 2 figures, just getting a little bit much. When I'm consistent in my painting, I can use the same palette for quite some time. I don't like mixing paint with my brush here because it's probably not great. It's also spreading it out quite a bit. But really, I'm just trying to do is get her shirt a little bit more white going on it. Because it was brown, so now I'm trying to bring it back to white. Some people say you should brush away from you, some say you should brush towards you, some only say, I only do one. I only brush towards me, I only brush away from me. I think it just comes down to what works for you. For me, I do both, because it depends on what I'm doing. Some parts are just more conducive to the brush going one direction than the other, but yes, sometimes I can feel more steady. I think I'm more steady on the pull, generally. More steady in the pull than I am on the push. So if it's just for that reason alone, but if it's a big enough fig, I can switch. Not really too worried about it. Or a big enough area of paint, let's put it that way. I'm going for extra precision. I might go with more pull than push, but you know, to each his own. Everybody's got their thing. Now, probably will have to eventually do a little bit of a gray highlight on her, because get some of these creases to show, but it's going to be after I get her fully white. Comfortably white, and then I will try to do So my son is running this campaign that's going to have Diana Snowleaf in it. Diana Snowleaf, like I said, is my wife's first ever character. She kind of chose this color scheme, sort of. I mean, she definitely she wanted the cloak. She liked the color of the cloak and on this one character. So I said, all right, I can try to do that. So I mimic the cloak. I like it too. I think it's kind of a cool cloak. Cool look. Trying to give her that wintry look. So I'm just redoing her trim a little bit, trying to make it a little bit more white. Make the white pop a little bit more. Bringing out them whites in her eyes. Or whites in her cloak in this case. The trick is, how do I designate the whites in her cloak from the whites in her blouse, huh? That's a little bit different, because it's the same white. I was just going to have to use my gray shadowing to decide that when I do the gray shadowing. It's already kind of looking. Don't like it to look clumpy on the mat, because if it looks clumpy on my wet palette, then it's going to be clumpy on her. That's the thing is about this white. It likes to be clumpy. It's a clumpy wannabe. And I don't even think clumpy is a word, but yeah, it tries to be it anyway. It's your own thing. It is your own. Just go easy with it. You just want to just naturally slip into what it is you're looking for. There's nobody here. There's nobody judging. It's not true, man. I'm streaming. Those people are judging. Okay, then there's a few people judging you. But don't let them be your guide. Just do your thing, man. Let them judge. Let haters hate. Let lovers love. That's all you gotta do. Just enjoy what you're doing, and it'll come to you. And the beauty will spur itself. Oh, that's deep, man. It's not meant to be deep, man. It's not meant to be deep. It's just meant to be easy, relaxing. Enjoy the flow. How's my Bob Ross? Is it pretty good at Bob Ross? Bob Rossiness. Well, sir, your Bob Ross is a little lacking. But I think we can make it work. Cool, man. Appreciate it. We're a forgiving bunch here. We can do it. Well, I need water. Gonna have to do the old paint with water maneuver. Thin out that paint. It's gonna make it smoother. Hey, it's better than Christmas. That's what I was doing the other day. Just couldn't remember all the words of whatever that Christmas song was. Something about chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Something, 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 something. It doesn't come to me. It's there. I can feel it. Those words are coming. Closer we get to Christmas, that Christmas spirit will kick in, and I'll be like, "Ah, yeah, I remember the words now." Now you're doomed. You will have to live with my knowing the words to the Christmas song, and it will be there forever and ever and ever. Or at least until January. I'm liking her a lot. She's coming together pretty good, I say. All right. Well, she's good enough for Kenneth work, government work by Octomines gamer standards, because Octomines gamers got to learn to draw a line somewhere, because if it doesn't, it's never going to get done. Now, I got stuff to do. I got to get these boots here painted. Should I go with the boot stripe leather, or should I just continue with the chestnut brown? Let's go with chestnut brown, because that's kind of my color of choice, my brown of choice these days for this character. And then I got to start working at some point on my other, at least on one of my fighting forms for my monk. I have a feeling first day is going to have some kind of encounter. And I don't want him to have to fight in his natural form, because it's not his thing. I thought about maybe having him, oh, that's an idea. I could progress him, right? Level 1, he'll be like a little halfling monk dude. And then at level 2, he might be a skinny little, I don't know, drow level monk dude. And then go to a human monk dude for a while. And then he can be a dragon. And once he's a dragon born, he'll have wings, and his wings come out. Whoosh, and maybe he'll turn into a barbarian monk. Barbarian looking monk, you know, dude who just looks like he can kick at your butteth. This stuff is thin. I like that. I like thin paint. More inky. Inky pinky something in pie. One of those is already this color, but I don't remember which one. Because once they sit in the water, they sit on the wet palette long enough, they start to separate slightly. And then when they do that, you can't quite tell which one was which. You know what? I think the bottom of her foot should probably be black. I think, or maybe it will be this color. I think it would, the sole of her shoe. Guess I could just make it like muddy, or like throw some of this chocolate brown on her bottom of her shoe that I used for the dirt. Yeah, put some green on there too. Put some greenery on the ground. Make it not look quite so brown mud. I don't want it to be totally mud, because that would just be dumb spelled backwards. Not, you know, maybe not an actual word version of dumb, but it is dumb. It's gotta be dumb to spell dumb that way. You gotta be dumb to spell dumb without a b. But it doesn't sound like it has a b. I know. And that's why only smart people know it. It's kind of like only the smart people knew the emperor was wearing a suit, and everybody else was dumb without the b, because that was thinking he was naked. Oh, you non-buzz. You're a non-buzz. probably think that dumb is spelled without a b. But it does don't sound like it's got a b. Don't argue with me, it's got a b. The emperor was dressed in fancy clothing. But no, he was naked. But, no, he was a nut. So my wife and I have been watching, speaking of obscure references, we've been watching Bob's Burgers and all their little, they make a lot of jokes about things that I don't think a lot of, like, I mean, it's like a show that's meant to be watched by older generations. Because there's a lot of stuff. They reference songs that are old. I mean, like really old, or 80s at least. And then, okay, so they're not really, really old, but they don't even care. They just reference old stuff. What was the reference today? It was like they made some kind of a comment about something, and I was like, who even knows that? I mean, we did, but I still don't think it's that common. Couldn't even share without telling you exactly what it is. It was like you wouldn't know, because it's like there's no way to hint at it, and I couldn't even remember. All I know is the episode was Tina was babysitting Jean and Louise, and they were watching was it a hedgehog? No, he wasn't a hedgehog. He was some kind of little chinchilla or something, whatever. I don't know what it was. Little weird rodent creature thing. And it was, I can't remember what the reference was, dang it. Yep, I know. I'm trying to get the words to that song still. Still working on it, and I'm gonna get it, and then you're gonna be sorry. I'm gonna start singing it. Pretty soon I'll just have Christmas music. So I wonder, could I play Christmas music on Twitch? Or is that all considered? I mean, like if I play like old Christmas music, classic, would I be, or would they like mute my stream? Sorry, man. Those old classics, they're owned by somebody. You can't listen to those on Twitch. What? Because, you know, if they get like, obviously you accidentally play like a Mariah Carey version and they're like, nope, sorry, that's owned by Mariah. You can't have anything on your stream that sounds like actual people's music. But it's not fair. You can try to find some unlicensed stuff. The no fun stuff. You know, then what I do the thing where you can like share, what is it, share Spotify or something like that. You set up a playlist and you can share it, and then everybody can listen to it with you. Yeah. I don't think she wears socks. Do they wear socks? Maybe I could have give her some wool socks. cover the tops of her socks with her boots with like a gray. Why not? I mean, if it's wintry, she can wear herself some wool socks, so her boots don't chafe and her feet stay warm. As long as they don't get wet, you're okay, right? Wool's probably pretty sucky if it gets wet though, because then you're just sloshing around in your boot. I don't want to slosh around in my boots, man. Do not make me step in that water. So Sorry, we need some boot slosh. So many straps and so little places to put them. Tiny little guys and their big hurricane straps. It's like, it's gotta be fun to put this stuff on, huh? Imagine having to wear this stuff every day, all the time. I guess if you're out adventuring, I mean, anymore, like, if you were to go on an adventure, what it would be an adventure look like these days? You'd probably just take guns, huh? People would just take weapons. So I'm not taking none of that piddly snot. I don't need armor. I have me a gun. My gun is gonna put a hole straight through you in your stinking little armor. I will punch right through that nonsense. It's like, it's not very nice. And what are you gonna punch right through my nonsense for? See, if I don't do this right, I end up... It's not easy being green. I mean, there's no green here, but I'm just saying it's like not easy getting in between a bow and a hard place. Hard, like hard place to reach, you know. Not hard like rock solid or anything. One of these pads does not have a strap. I'm telling you right now, it's smooth like pants. Her pants just aren't showing no strap. She's strapless. This pad, she's like, I can't get this on, I'm just gonna glue it to my pants. She broke the strap this morning, found herself some makeshift fantasy type glue, and glued this knee pad on because it's not attached to anything. Telling you, there's no strap. I'm just making up straps right now. I'm making my own strap. Where'd my silver go? Where's my chrome or whatever this rusty color is? Because I got her boots aren't ready for walking. boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Boom, 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 boom. What do you think? It sounds just like Nancy Sinatra? These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. You know, talking in a deep voice at a fast pace is actually kind of breathtaking. Literally, I mean, like, you run out of breath. Talking deep is a very breathy action. Fill them lungs up if you're planning to run a long verse of deep breathiness. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over. These boots are gonna... She's not looking too terrible, I gotta say. But she does have a sword. Let's go ahead and paint that sword with some silver too. Now, unless she's gonna clobber somebody. I don't see a lot of a blade on this sword, but whatever. Unless this is the back of the sword, I suppose it could be. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk on. She's got a weird knobby. I don't want a weird knobby. I don't know what to do with weird knobbies. Just cut the weird knobby off. Now, it's not that easy to cut weird knobbies off that aren't straight out or somewhere easy to hit, but I'm going to do it anyway. Can't stand weird knobbies. I don't know what to paint it. I don't know if it's a part of the sword, is it part of the cloak, is it just meant there to be annoying? Mind you, I'm cutting off this weird knobby, and nobody's ever gonna notice I did it. It's like it's one of those things that probably never see unless you're actually painting the figure. And once it's gone, nobody's gonna ever guess that it was there. Nobody's gonna think about it. If you don't make one, that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots. Tell you right now, though, that sword is not sharp. it's got some serious back end floating, and it's just not sharp. It's just not sharp. I'm telling you. All right, let's get my chestnut going here again. I got some. I think I got 2 straps right there. I'm gonna use the brown I had as a wash, I think, though. Get in there between everything. Alright, I don't know what to color those, so I'm going with same color. At least she's not carrying a bunch of like weird extra gear, you know, like some of these guys all like put bottles and other stuff on there, which makes them look very much like an adventuring person, but also makes them a pain to paint. It's like, okay, what color do I carry? The color of the canteen. Is that water? Is that a money pouch? What is that? So you're constantly trying to guess what color to make these other pieces and parts. Scratch my eye, I can't get to. I don't know what happened there. A sudden power itch. It's like, no, get it now. It's killing me. I'm gonna die. I can't get to it. We're gonna die. Oh, okay, we're not gonna die. Itch has been covered, sir. We've put it down. We put the itch down. Came in with a vengeance, but it was no match for the combined might of desperation and scratchy fingers. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk off. I know, I'm singing that song because I got it in my head and now I can't get it out. Help me purge it from my brain. What do they call that? An earwig? Earwig? Earbug? Well, she's coming together. I gotta say, she's coming together. I do gotta. Got some highlighting and color alterations to do, though. A lot of that kind of little nonsense, but as I get more and more parts colored. I'm not talking when I get into my special zone where the things are like really difficult, and I'm like just trying to get areas that are really tight. I tend to clam up. My brain's like, okay, I can't do this and jabber. Can't do this and jabberwock the whole time because it's just my brain is overloading on the concentration part. Stop it! Stop it, Ken! We don't know. I don't care about the boots anymore. They're not walking. Leave me alone. But these boots, that's what they're made for. No, they're not. Leave me alone. But no. They're killing me with the boot walking, man. But I'm saying, no more. Stop with the torture. Just realized I'm doing the wrong color on that part. Covering her pants with the wrong color. Pants are made of a darker leather, darker paint color, which was chocolate brown. I need to get me some Viper Green. No, Viper Green's, that's emerald. Here's Jade Green. That's not very leafy. I want Viper. Where's my Viper? Viper Green. No, you're in here. That's a marron. Marron. Khaki? It's marron? I think it's just tacky. Tacky. That's black and brown. Black and brown might make a decent wash. But I think I have some actual washes that are brown, so we will do that when we get to it. That is not my green. Oh, dang it, where's your Verde green? Viper. Viper Green, get your bones out here. Driftwood, what the heck? No. No. Wait, is that it? Oh, it's leaf green. Maybe that works. I mean, what color is better than leaf green for leaves, right? There's Viper Green. Not a lot of difference, but the Viper Green is lighter. It's more green. Now these guys are just full of ground. Let's go with this one first. These leaves are made for falling. That's just what they'll do. One of these falls, these leaves will not fall all over. I know, I'm stretching it now. Now I'm really making that song go way farther than it needs to go. It's like you don't need to keep going with that song. We get it. You know part of the song. Now you need to stop singing it. Before you kill it. Kill everybody here. But there's nobody here. There's nobody here, I say. You can't complain about something if you are not here to complain. Can't stop me. Alright, well, it was that or chestnuts roasting over an open fire. I don't know the words to that one either. So, your options are limited at the moment. Just giving my brown ground a little bit of green. Trying to make it a little bit more patchy. So it doesn't look like it's the same spread. I need some gray. I want those rocks to have some grayness to them. Cello. Cello. That's like a million colors on here. Eventually I'm so gonna run out of space pretty soon. That's it, man. There will be no more space for my nonsense. It's still not coming out. You don't need much. I mean, these are like touches of it. I mean, literally. I mean, I just want to get the rocks to have a little color in them. You know, gray, like rocks would be. I have to go over them a little bit with some like really light yellow green or something. Get some mossiness on it. I feel like is one of my dogs playing with something upstairs? I hear him like rattling something. It doesn't have to go all the way to the ground either. The mud could have, I mean, it could be kind of buried by the slightly buried by the rock, by the mud. And I'll go over it again. I'm going to wash over it, so these will actually get darker colored. Not much in terms of rocks, but hey, I'll take it, man. I'll take Take what I can get just to get some contrast in there. All right, let's bring a little bit more green in here. Viper green, lighter green. Lighterish. More yellow in the last one. More yellow in this green than there was in the last green. They're stubborn on that puppy. Yeah, it's a little bit more than I need. I'm gonna get some serious greenery going if I want it. So I'm gonna go to brushy green. I do kind of like that because I like my goal is to try to make it lighter. I don't want it to be like mud. You know, I mean, I want it to be like shrubbery, but you know, not everything has to be muddy. Kind of like grassy almost, maybe a little moss around maybe, but it doesn't have to be all. Still kind of looks like mud though. I need to get some more, definitely get some more green on there, some lighter color greens to pop it up to make it look a little bit more dry. Yep, we're getting there. A little bit more light green though. I think I actually have some yellow green I might have to pull in there just to get it really light. Lighten. Natural wood. Natural wood is pretty light, but it's kind of a tan color. Guess that could work. If I don't want to go. My yellow green really looks like yellow. I mean, it's almost like. I don't know. I may not want to use it. Amarillo verde. I think that's this one. Yep, yellow green. See, very little green. But if I can go with a light enough touch of it, just here and there's, and it might work to give me that light shading to dry the ground underneath her a bit. If anything else, I can maybe add it a little bit to my Viper green. So it doesn't have to go full on yellow, green, whatever this is. I don't know that I've ever used this. I've always complained about its color. I've always thought, that's not green. I mean, it is, but not by much. It's very nearly not green. Let's go with my brush. I'll do this. Do that. It's a little better. Still probably not as light as I want. There you go. That's a little better. Just trying to give some pop. Some pop-a-luffa. Let's make it just a little less. Brown. That's the goal. I just want it to be a little less brown. And I'm wiping off the gunk off of my soap. Which doesn't do much for synthetic brushes, I'll tell you that. It might break down the paint, but synthetic brushes don't seem to feel the love from my soap block as much as the real brushes do. It does feel like they're fading, huh? I don't think these were white. These brush tips I think were kind of a yellowish color. They're losing their yellow. Maybe they were white, I don't know. They're getting whiter, so soap's doing something. I want to kind of give me back a little bit. I want to go a little bit to my gray here again. Just top off like rocks a little bit. Some look like dirty rocks. Not totally covered up, but not totally gray. All right, I think that's pretty good for a ground. Ground's pretty good. It's looking pretty handy dandy. She's coming together. She's starting to look pretty good. I just need to get some gray highlights on her, get some contrast going. I think she's almost done. I do got to finish the hilt of her sword though. And she's got like a little, I believe she's got like a little medallion on her cloak. I think so anyway. And that, I'm going to go with some kind of a gold. Probably not bright gold. Let's go with a glorious gold. It's glorious, man. It's glorious. So, closing in on the 12 o'clock. I started 2 hours ago. Wow. Top chat. I got one person watching. Me. I'm watching myself. That's what I'm doing. Supposedly, there's got to be a way to have like the studio, what do call it, YouTube Studio. I don't know what that's for. It doesn't do anything. You can only use it if you're, I guess, if you're able to stream. Because I can't stream. You're not able to stream for your app, so what good is the YouTube Studio? I was hoping it would, like, turn on chat for you at least, so you can talk without having to be your only viewer. Okay, medallion's done. And these are just like touches of flavor, I'm going to have her hilt of her sword have a little gold in it. Just the handle. Call these accent things. Hopefully they don't stand out too much. If you give too much colors to a thing, they will look weird. You don't want too many colors. But I'm just calling these accent flavors. Accent touches. Still feel like there's like weird pieces. I think her hilt is weird. Sticks up a little bit, but it could just be a shape. We'll call that part of the design. Design aesthetic of her sword hilt. Therefore, we will allow it to exist. The weird point. Not a point, but it's pointy enough. Pointy enough that I can almost think it's legit. It's meant to be there. One of those mistakes you're like, I meant to do that. Somebody can go, huh, maybe. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. It's like we used to tease when we found errors in applications. Hey, look, it's an undocumented feature. Errors were undocumented features. That was intentional. What are you talking about? We don't make mistakes. We're programmer expert extraordinaires. Can't possibly. We can't make mistakes. It's not within our skill set. They didn't hire us for our mistake skill set. No kidding. They didn't hire you to make mistakes? Weird. What kind of weird company doesn't want mistakes? That's how you keep getting people to pay for your service contracts. You get them to, you go, oops, I don't know about that mistake, but I'll tell you what, we'll charge you and come and fix it. I don't think it was a mistake, but if you don't want it there, we can take it out. For the small price of $350,000 a year. But the software only cost us $1,000. Hey, costs more to service it than it does to build it. Okie dokie, Smokey. I think her blouse is almost all done too. Well, minus the, like I say, the highlights. I haven't gotten around to the highlights. Tomorrow's probably going to be highlights day, where I start throwing in some contrasty colors. So I'll mix my white with a tiny bit of gray or something smoky and put some contrast in her blouse. And then I'll do some stuff more on the cloak. Try to get her cloak to get some interesting little peaks and valleys. I think that she's wearing shoulder pads of some kind too. All of those things on the top of her legs. Then I gotta paint her arrows. Her arrows gonna need some color too. Thunder, thunder in the jungle. That's Rumble in the jungle, or something else in the jungle, ain't it? Okay, so I think that's bad. I'm gonna go with it. Let's put some more. What time is it? 50. Got 7 minutes to call it at 12. If I'm calling it at 12, I stay up kind of late on Fridays because I don't want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock or whatever the heck it is I've been doing. I don't like waking up at that time on a Saturday. To me, a good Saturday rise and shine is sometime between 8 and 9. That's kind of. Let's put it this way. I get up between 8 and 9 on a Saturday, regardless of how late I go to bed. And if I go to bed too early, my back will start hurting about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning because my back doesn't like being in bed very long. Don't ask me why. Don't know the answer. Just know that it starts bugging me. And I have to start tossing and turning, and I'm like, screw it, get out of bed. And then, but if I go to bed like at 4 o'clock in the morning, I still want to get up between 8 and 9. It's just like, can't, just can't convince myself to stay in bed at that time. Even if I'm tired, my body's like, I'm exhausted, but I really want to get out of bed. My mind's like, well, then stay in bed. No, it's too late. Fine, stop complaining, get out of bed. Then what I end up doing is I get up, get dressed, brush my teeth, make me go in the kitchen, make me some breakfast, and then I lie down on the couch and go to sleep. But only for like 20 minutes to a half hour. Sometimes, if I'm really, really tired, I'll sleep for an hour on the couch. But generally speaking, then once I take that power nap, if I'd have known about power naps when I was a teenager, because there's so many times I'd be like dragging butt. I'd be like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to do this. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do anything. I'm sleepy. I want to go to sleep. If I could have just put my head down for 10 minutes, conked out. If I'd have known that you could erase that sleepiness just by putting your head down for a few minutes, I would have stopped fighting it. I said, screw that, man. I'm putting my head down. Discovered these things only as an adult. And I'm like, oh, man. Lost out on a lot of good opportunities to actually be productive. I think we're getting there. Just need my highlight. I think I've almost got her fully painted. Fully painted except for those arrows. Arrows are not painted, but everything else looking good. Looking ready for fretting. And then once I got her arrows painted and some highlights on her, I can call her good. I think I'm about ready to call her done. But probably about another hour and 20 minutes or so. But yep, and then I can start working on my Changeling monks. So I didn't quite get to do Changeling monks today. 11:58, but I kind of got her mostly painted. I'll do the arrows tomorrow, and then I'll do some highlighting, and I'll call them Diana Snowleaf complete. I like her. I like her a lot. I don't know, my favorite, my best one, but it's definitely a good one. Face is iffy, but don't look at the face. My face, I don't know, making a good face is just getting those colors right. And then it wants to bulk up and get all cut up. And it's always got to be a difficulty. Something's always getting in there and being a butt. I do notice though that, so YouTube versus like, what do you call it, Twitch. I don't do Facebook. Should I do Facebook? Nah, don't do Facebook. YouTube's almost like the place where you can upload videos. So right, so you can tweak them, edit them, throw them up on YouTube, and then they still get views every now and then. So you kind of got your history building up there. But I want to do some live. But so I figured build up a little following over there. But I don't know if YouTube's a great live platform or not. I'm you know, it's like with Twitch, I find that you get steady new people. It's semi-steady, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. Now they kind of keep coming filtering in when you're doing live. YouTube, I seem to have. I mean, I have like 18 followers, and I think every single one of them have come in post. You know, are looking at videos. In fact, I don't even think any of my live videos have but a couple of views on them. So you have to let me know if I'm wrong. I mean, if you watch live YouTube, but you just haven't seen mine because for whatever reason and don't have any people, and they don't show up on any of the algorithms. Maybe that's it. Got to get higher up in the algorithms. Let me know. I don't know. I haven't heard of a lot of people saying they do live on YouTube. I do know a lot of people who use YouTube and they put a lot of stuff up there. And I guess you can even upload on Twitch. I haven't figured out how you do that, but mostly it's just live streaming, and that's kind of what you do there. I don't know how you would upload on Twitch because they delete your stuff after a month or 2 anyway. If you have Prime. Okay, I'm tired. I'm burned out. That's it, 12:01. So tomorrow I plan to be painting away again, probably in the morning sometime. And then tomorrow I think we have our... So here she is, Diana Snowleaf. She's making progress. Not quite done. Tomorrow's my highlights and touch-up days, and we'll call her good. And then I'll work on I have to decide on which of my first fighting forms of my monk are going to exist. My monk changeling. So I got to dig around, get all my monk options out, and then start painting them. Maybe I'll pull out Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's a monk, right? That would be kind of funny. Put Bruce Lee down as my first fighting form. Call him Bruce. Just call me Bruce. Anyway, till next time.